Hello, this is JoyNews Prime. My name is Darryl Kwao. Coming up tonight, President-elect John Mahama requests meeting with IMF to engage on the implementation of economic recovery plan as he assures his government will not cancel the program.
We're not going to jettison the program. I want to make that clear. We're not jettisoning the program. But within the program, I'm sure that there can be some leverage for tweaking it. And so if we're able to reach that agreement, then we'll continue the program till it ends.
We'll bring you details as the president-elect insists he will not scrap the free SHS policy, describing such concerns as political gimmickry. Also coming up, network of persons living with HIV asks President-elect John Mahama to remove import taxes on antiretroviral medications. Plus, leading member of the NDC legal team asks the incoming government not to take the overwhelming endorsement at the polls for granted. We've got details of these stories plus others in a minute. Do stay with us for details. Thanks for staying with us. First, President-elect John Mahama says his office has requested a meeting with IMF to engage on the implementation of the bailout program. Ghana secured an IMF extended credit facility worth $3 billion in 2023 after the Akufo-Addo administration opened formal negotiations with the IMF 3 years ago. In an interview with VOA, Mr. Mahama assured that his government will not cancel the IMF program signed by his predecessor.
The economy is going to be the #1 focus because it affects everything else. If the economy is in a bad way, it affects education, it affects agriculture, it affects sports, it affects every sector of the country. So we're going to have to be dealing with stabilizing the economy. Unfortunately, in this circumstance, we have two major issues. One, macroeconomic stability, and two, debt sustainability. In all the other times that we've gone to the IMF, it's just been for macroeconomic stability. But we have twin problems now. And so we're going to continue the IMF program. We already have requested some discussion with the IMF because we're not part of the negotiation of this program. And so we need to look at how we can all be on the same wavelength in terms of implementing the program. We're not going to jettison the program. I want to make that clear. We're not jettisoning the program. But within the program, I'm sure that there can be some leverage for tweaking it. And so if we're able to reach that agreement, then we'll continue the program till it ends. What it means is that the budgets must align with the IMF program. So there's not much leverage in there for making the kind of radical reforms that you might immediately need to make. But we would accept the reforms that are being made under the IMF and deepen them when we have our own program after the current extended credit facility runs out.
The president-elect also reiterated his commitment to maintaining the free senior high school policy.
Free SHS has come to stay, and it is not going anywhere. Nobody is going to scrap free SHS. What was said was political talk, and it was just political gimmickry. Free SHS is not going anywhere. We're going to maintain the policy. What we're going to do is to get dedicated funding for it so that it is better resourced than it is currently. There's a lot of waste in the system. We're going to help to make it more efficient so that the teachers, the parents, and the students get the best out of the free SHS. We're going to look at the basic school level too. Because we have focused on free SHS, we are abandoning the basic level. And so the basic level is becoming a major problem. 1.3 million pupils at the basic level do not have furniture. They don't have tables and chairs to sit on. They lie on their stomachs in the classroom or sit on cement blocks. And that's because all our focus has been on the secondary school level. So we're going to hold a national education forum, and that forum is going to bring all the stakeholders together. And we're going to take a look at the whole education value chain. And we're going to come, and by consensus, all of us, it's non-partisan, everybody of every walk of life who has a stake in education is going to be at that conference. And we're going to take important decisions on how to reform our education so that the children get better quality. And so that's what we're going to look at. But the thing about me coming and scrapping free SHS was just political gimmickry by the MPP. Free SHS has come to stay. We're going to make it better. We're going to improve the quality of the food for the children.
President-elect John Mahama in that VOA interview also indicated he will halt mining in forest reserves, promising to work with the appropriate agencies to implement the law dealing with the menace.
When this government came, they passed an LI which allowed entry into forest reserves to mine. And since the last 8 years, 37 forest reserves have been, there have been incursions into 37 forest reserves. Some have been almost completely destroyed. And so the first thing is to stop mining in forest reserves. And so we're going to work with the Minerals Commission and the Environmental Protection Agency to see how we implement the law so that it stops this poisoning of our water bodies.
Meanwhile, the network of persons living with HIV is asking President-elect John Mahama to eliminate import taxes on antiretroviral medications. Earlier this year, persons living with HIV in Ghana faced a shortage of life-saving drugs as containers of medications were stuck at the ports for months due to government's insistence that donors pay import duties on the health commodities. Now, youth coordinator of the network, Richard Agojo, says the removal of the taxes will ensure a steady supply of antiretrovirals across the country. Carlos Caloni has more.
The Break the Stigma, Not the People campaign, spearheaded by the Pharmaceutical Student Federation of Ghana and the Federation of Ghana Medical Student Association in collaboration with WHO and USAID, brought together key stakeholders and health students from over 14 health training institutions nationwide. Under the theme, Health, Humanity and Hope, Standing United Against HIV Stigma and Discrimination, the event formed part of interventions to mark this year's World AIDS Day. Emanuela Akosua-Kofi, president of the Pharmaceutical Student Federation of Ghana and the lead organizer, expressed optimism that such awareness initiatives could help eradicate stigma by 2030.
HIV stigma and discrimination has been evident for a number of years, and in fact it's been a silent battle. You realize that most people are taking their lives, a lot of suicide cases coming up and about, and it's becoming alarming because it's a mental battle. So it's something that we can bring out so people understand that it is not a dead sentence, it's not the end of your life. So if you're able to understand what it entails, how you can get better, people should know that you are not different from the rest of society. You are a member of everybody else. We are hoping that by 2030, stigma and discrimination or HIV/AIDS in itself will be completely alleviated.
Beyond addressing stigma, Dion Nyadu Ado, an HIV advocate and pharmacist at the ART clinic of the 37 Military Hospital, shed light on critical challenges hindering HIV treatment in the country.
We usually have challenges with the flow of medication. There are times when the medications are not coming, but you have to give other alternatives to the clients, and it also brings about adherence issues. Also with our pediatric clients, sometimes they losing their parents, so bringing them to the hospital becomes a challenge because most of their family members don't understand the import of bringing them to the hospitals for them to have their medications.
Youth coordinator for the Ghana Network of Persons Living with HIV, Richard Agojo, has urged the incoming Mahama administration to tackle import tax barriers on antiretroviral drugs.
The government that has passed away placed us into a dilemma of drug shortages that we have never experienced in Ghana before. We hope this new government will take this waiver surrounding our antiretroviral drugs that we get them free from the health facilities. Although the Global Fund gives these medications to us for free, the taxes surrounding this medication is unbearable. If you are receiving something for free, why should there be taxes like ECOWAS tax, AU tax surrounding this before these medications are released from the port? We urge that this government will make sure something is done about it by taking off these taxes from our medications.
Some participants also shared their experiences with Joy News.
I'm expecting that people will be confident, they can walk into the hospital, speak to health professionals, and seek any medical advice they need and not be judged based on the situation they find themselves in.
From this program, I've actually gotten the insights on how to actually relate to persons living with HIV.
The event featured a dynamic panel discussion where experts unveiled innovative strategies to combat stigma and accelerate Ghana's progress towards achieving the 95-95-95 HIV target.
Reporting from the University of Ghana campus here in Accra, my name is Carlos Caloni for Joy News.
Now, a leading member of the National Democratic Congress's legal team says the party cannot take the overwhelming endorsement at the polls for granted. Victor Adawudu, who monitored the just-ended elections in the Oti region for the party, says Ghanaians will not forgive them if they become arrogant and disrespectful. There's more in the following report.
Victor Kwajuga Adawudu, a member of the NDC legal team who monitored the elections for the party in the Oti region, is sending a word of caution to his party and those who may form the leadership of the new but comeback NDC government not to take the nationwide massive endorsement for granted. According to him, the party must inspire hope and assurance in the interim.
We have a large and a very huge task ahead of us to do, because we cannot, and I say we cannot fail the people of Ghana. They have some trust, some hope in us, and if they see any resemblance of impunity, arrogance that has been exhibited, that we saw with power, I think that they will never forgive us. So it's a lesson we need to learn from this election.
He sends a strong signal that anyone whose hands are soiled with state money or property to brace up for accountability.
The people know that the economy is in shambles. They know we cannot take a year or a two to repair it, but what they want to see is that there's some hope, there's assurance, and people can make ends meet. That is what I think that people are looking for now. And we need to build on the economy. But the thing is that what I can say is that if your hands are not tainted, never be afraid. Nothing will happen to you. However, if your hands are tainted, we will come. We will pursue you. We will come after you. That one, it is the money for the state. So if your hands are not tainted, go and sleep. You are free. But if your hands are tainted, we will not forgive you.
The incumbent MP, re-elected Engineer Yao Gomado, says expectations must be measured while the party works to restore lost hope.
It is all not over. We have a lot to do. This country, I see it as a country that was going astray. And this victory for both parliamentary and the presidential, I want to tell Ghanaians that we should be prepared, because we have now seen the second birth of Ghana, or the second independence of Ghana. We have a lot to go. The expectations should be slow, not to be rapid as everybody wants. We are not going to perform magic, but we'll do everything possible to bring out whatever we could as people hope and believe that Ghana should be sent back to the hands of NDC.
Peter Sanu for Joy News.
Now, for the first time in 24 years, the Essikado Ketan constituency in the Western region has witnessed a shift. Power has changed hands from the New Patriotic Party to the National Democratic Congress. Many residents say they voted for the NDC because the MPP failed to develop the area. JoyNews has been engaging the Member of Parliament-elect for the constituency, Dr. Grace Ayensu-Dankwa.
We're very excited. We're very happy to have won the seat. It's been a hard-fought battle, and we're glad that ultimately NDC has won this constituency, both for presidential and for parliamentary. So we're very proud of the effort we put in, and we've been congratulating ourselves. However, I think that the people voted for us because they know that given the mandate, we'll get the job done. So right now, what is left is how we help the people and how we deliver for the people the things we had already promised. I think the message they're sending is that they're tired of politics as usual. They're tired of the old. They're tired of being neglected. So they voted for us to come and make the change that they need. One of the changes is for infrastructure development. The second one is really for human development. So the youth especially are expecting us to give them jobs, to give them the training they need, to give them the jobs, and those who have finished the training, to give them the equipment they need to continue or to have their own businesses. And the women in the constituency are also expecting us to help them with microloans so that they can be successful in their businesses. And lastly, the economic situation. They voted for my President John Dramani Mahama so that the economic situation will be less. It will be less in terms of the hardships. It will be less, and then they can be able to buy food stuff and goods and services that are less expensive. So I think for the presidential, the mandate is the economic situation, and for the parliamentary, it's for jobs and development. And we are assuring them that we will bring that necessary development and the necessary jobs for the youth.
What's your immediate priorities?
Our immediate priorities now is to finish our thank yous to all the people that supported and helped us. We even extend our thank you to the opposition party, the NPP, Joe Gate, Chasonia Wontobusu, and all those who participated in this election activity, the 2024. We want to say thank you to all of them, and we also want to say that this constituency is moving forward, and we're not going to be extreme partisan. Anybody can come to us. All of us will get together to help this constituency to build a good Essikado Ketan constituency. So for me, it's just an extension of my thank you to everyone that participated, the people who voted for us, the market women, the feeders, the carpenters, the hairdressers, the seamstresses. It was almost as if we all came together as a group to help Essikado Ketan for the future. So I'm very happy. I have taken the job they've given me very seriously, and I will promise them to deliver on the mandate that they have given me. I will not disappoint them. I will do the work, and I'll do it well.
Well, a week ago, Ghanaians went to the polls to elect members of parliament and a president. Let's do a flashback to a week ago in the Akan constituency in the Oti region as voters talk about how and why they voted for their preferred candidates. Peter Seno reports.
The voting process on 7th December started at some centers 30 minutes into the start time at 7 a.m. Voters were either going to upgrade or reset. Here are some voters on how and why they voted. Nana Kwekudua II is the Kontihini for KJB traditional area and the regent for KJB.
Now that it's cast, I will say I'm looking at my life, my situation, to cast my vote. So if it is good for me, be it as it may. If it is not good for me, I'll do the needful.
So is it an update for your reset?
That's what I just said. Me share my sitting at the two abapa, as we've been taught. Into my sitting, say mamma, I met to Matuni, and Yamame so I measured them. Into my sitting on the to Abana.
Abdul Aziz Muniru is a one-term former MP for Akan constituency.
Even in the computer setting, when there is a problem in the digital setting, you need to reset for you to continue the right process. So I believe the way the economy is, it is in shambles. Every institution is suffering.
Nana Kwame Saudie is Nifahini for Papasi.
Upgrade. Yeah. Oh, sir, and to us all. I
voted to upgrade because of the developmental projects put in place by the president and his vice. We really appreciate, especially the free SHS. My niece is in a Bruegels because of free SHS.
My sister Ukra, in terms of being quite Bruegels. Now, so, and I'm all free SHS until me offer send me the Nako Bruegels.
Asidra Bitri says she voted to reset because her children need employment.
I reset.
It is a reset for me because we need development. We are suffering. Our children have completed school without jobs. We need a change for progress. Victor Adawudu monitored the elections for the NDC in the Oti region.
I think that everybody needs a change. We need a respite so that we can reset this economy. At the end of the day, we are all Ghanaians. Every Ghanaian feels the heat.
The voting process was relatively a peaceful one. One moment of near chaos was when residents of Dodo Tamale in the Akan constituency refused to allow some voters they refer to as foreigners whose names have appeared on their voters' roll to cast their ballot. The chants and hooting from residents made them disappear. This development delayed the voting process for about 30 minutes. Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
All right, you're watching JoyNews Prime. We're taking a short break. We'll have some more stories afterwards. And that's JoyNews Prime. Thanks for watching, everyone. There is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the evening.